G'day, punters. We're back with the Bagman. I'm joined by my co-host in Luke Hilton. I'll bring you in, Luke. How's lockdown treating you? You've got a couple of jocks. Where are they going on Saturday?
Saturday, the boys are at Newcastle Saturday. Yeah, Newcastle Saturday, and then Tamworth, and now on Sunday. So busy weekend. And yeah, we're getting through lockdown. We're into, I think, week 9 now. So fingers crossed something happens soon.
They actually just released, we're in lockdown until the end of September, I think. So nothing good is happening at the moment.
No, but fortunately for our area, we've been rezoned to regional on the coast. So we fall under the regional banner and escaped Sydney at this stage. Doesn't mean that we're going to come out of lockdown either, but if we can keep our cases down on the coast, we can sort of follow the same things as regional areas.
That's good. Have you lifted your shirt up yet to get the jab?
My second one next week.
Do you?
Double vax next week. I'm going to be ready. As soon as Gladys says double vax people are out, I'm gone.
They can go to the pub.
I'm off. I'm doing something, yeah.
You'll be going down. What's Clarkie's pub's name down there?
Joker and the Thief.
The Thief. You'll be hitting the Thief up.
Absolutely.
What is it? Like Thursday $7 schnitzels or anything like that?
No. It's a fine establishment. They don't need to do gimmicks or specials. It's just good quality food and good alcohol.
I actually did see the menu that they put up for when they hosted the event with like Stanley and Marlo and that were there. Food looked awesome. Yeah,
it's good. Yeah, no, do a really good job. It's really, really good venue, and hopefully we can get it up and running and open ready for summer just in time for the boom season, because they've had a bit of a tough run, the boys. They took over and they've had two goes of COVID lockdowns and had the venue about 6 months before the first one. So good introduction into hotel life.
Yeah, hospitality. Saw the Golden Century went under in the last week after 31 years. So plenty of racing people would have had plenty of nights out there.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that'll band together and be happy to front the bill and get them back on track.
Get the Golden Century back up and running. But yeah, it's a tough time for everyone in lockdown. Hopefully we come out of it soon enough. But we do have something to look forward to on the weekend, the Group 1 Wink Stakes. Are you excited to see the return of plenty of Group 1 gallopers, Luke?
Yeah, it's great. Great meeting on the weekend. It's obviously getting a lot tougher now coming into the spring season, and races are getting a lot tougher and a lot better competition around. And Saturday is definitely the start of it. It's tough to do the meetings. I'm just pleased we're back on top of the ground, because I think the form is starting to run true, and it's been a lot better watching a lot of racing without bottomless tracks. So hopefully good weather holds up and we get some good racing.
Yeah, it makes life a lot easier. And we've got a bit of consistency as well. We've had about a month of dry tracks, so we're working with dry form, and it should be a good meeting on Saturday. Group 1 Wink Stakes. You ready to kick off? We're going to do the quaddie legs. So races 7, 8, 9, and 10 at Randwick. We're going to do it a little bit differently this weekend. We're going to work out our quaddie legs. We're going to take 4 horses in each race, and we're going to hopefully get the quaddie. So let's kick it off with race 7, the Group 3 Show County over 1,200 metres. Prime Star has been the best backed runner, $9 into $5 in early markets. Halal's been scratched. He'll go to Melbourne. I kind of thought Private Eye was a good chance here. He's had 2 trials. He trialled without the blinkers on. He has got no blinkers on first up last preparation. He didn't have the best of luck. He got shut out about 600 metres from home. And then he never really got into the race. And then he improved when the blinkers went on behind Ellsberg. And he was really good running on there. And that Queensland Guineas form has been absolutely outstanding. So I'm going to make a little push for him to start off with. Hildo, what did you find out of the map? And you wanted to give a little push for Ice Bath.
Yeah, I just think that Ice Bath is really going to map well in the race. I think there's going to be sort of good early tempo. It's been Tex and Embrace are going to push forward and should set up the race into a good rhythm. And I think Ice Bath from 6 and Kieran McAvoy just lobs to get the best run in the race. It's definitely hard with a few of these horses. They've got bigger goals in mind, but and trying to find that one that's sort of going to be ready to produce the best effort over 1,200 first up. I think that Ice Bath, I thought her trial was really good, and I know there's better things in stake for her, but I think she just probably lands the rider. I sort of, Private Eye, its trials have been good. Just a little bit concerned to see with the blinkers off. I just think they're really thinking that once we get to the grand final races, they're going to be putting them on. So I think they might be there for just to see what he can do tomorrow. And a lot of these horses are first up, so it's just sort of trying to find that one. I'm just a little bit against the Missile Stakes race. Just sort of feel those horses that finished in the money. I'm just makes me question the strength of the race a little bit. So I've sort of tried to go around that, and that's come up with Ice Bar.
Yeah, well, Phoebe Tar, he had no weight in that Ramornie handicap, and then he's come out and won the Missile Stakes. So it's a legitimate question on that Missile Stakes form. But back to Private Eye, I think that they've taken the blinkers off him here to get him away cleanly. He's been losing. He's been getting really well back in his races, and he's in his trials with the blinkers off. He's began cleanly, and he's been close enough. So, and he's reacted to it. He looks really fresh in those trials. So I give him a good hope, and I think he could be a really nice horse. So I want to go with him, even though he probably will improve over further, and probably will improve also when the blinkers go on. And even though we've just put a little pot on that Missile Stakes form, I think Hightail has to go in everything here. He's the other one that I want to put in. He's drawn one. He's been getting too far back in his races, and last start he did get too far back with Bowman in the saddle from barrier 6. They rode him negative, and he was right on the heels of the place getters there. He ran out of room late. I think he can settle a little bit closer, draws one. He gets some nice weight swings on others from that race. So if you are going to play a Missile Stakes horse, I'd be playing Hightail at the odds. I just think he's over the odds, and he's ready to peak at his third run back from a spell. The other horse that you wanted to give a little push for was Viridine, mate, with Bowman jumping, or with McDonald jumping on board.
Yeah, just before I get to Viridine, I'm going to agree with you with Hightail there. I sort of liked this horse early in its career, and it probably didn't live up to expectations, and a few of its runs were just sort of like, very questionable, and tried to find it a few times. But I thought its 2 runs back this time, I feel, have been its best that I've seen. I think it just might have come back a bigger and better and stronger horse, and might be getting to its peak now. So I thought it's, as I said, from the soft draw and its 2 runs this time, I think have been its best so far. Yeah, Viridine, as I said, that Missile Stakes form, I am questionable about it, but he began terribly, cost him, a lot, and he's only got beaten the length 1.1, and I think tricky from the draw. He's got to go back, but I think he'll get the tempo in the race tomorrow to suit, and I think he'll be getting the outside at Randwick and storming home. So he's probably the other one I want to throw in the QUADDIE.
Yeah, he's sort of just been he's been treading water a little bit, hasn't he, Viridine? But maybe the James McDonald factor might be able to kick him back into gear. So the numbers we're taking in the show county are numbers 2 Viridine, numbers 3 Ice Bath, 8 Private Eye, and right down the bottom, our value runner is number 11 Hightail. Moving on to the next race is the absolute feature of the day, the Group 1 Wink Stakes over 1,400 metres. There's been a little bit of money about for Think It Over, $10 into $8. I guess the question mark here with the map, Luke, is does Verry Elleegant, is 5 a good draw for her? She's had a history of being tardy away. Where do you have her landing?
I think 5's okay, yeah, as long as she can begin evenly with them. I sort of have her just midfield, one off, kind of box, not box seating, but boxed up there. And I think that's okay. Like, I think, I don't think it's against her. I don't think she'll be any further back. There's a fair few horses here that are first up, and I don't think it's going to be an electric tempo early. So I think she'll be able to get into a comfortable spot, even if she is a little bit slow away.
Where do you have, does Dreamforce control this race? And
yeah.
I know you want to give him a little push. He's been a little bit inconsistent in recent times, but he gets a few things to say that he's going to run well. He gets a good track, and he gets the chance to control the race. Would that be correct, Luke?
Yeah, he definitely does, and that's where it's sort of come for his push. You're just kind of looking similar to the other race. You've got a lot of these nice horses that are first up, and a lot of the horses in this race are going to go on to a lot bigger trips and just are going to need the run tomorrow. And he's a horse that is going to control the race. He's going to control the tempo from 11. He can sort of push the button a little bit early to come across, try and sort of stack him up, and then get on his bike and get going. And with his track that's dried out now, I don't think it's going to be against leaders. I think it's going to play pretty fair. And last time in, he went first up 1,300, and he only 2.9 to Savatiano in Group 1, which I thought was a really good run. I like him at the 1,400 first up. I think it's better suited for him, and I just think he'll be really primed to run a big race tomorrow, and just might catch these staying horses napping over the 1,400.
Just note there, punters, Nashua Willa suffered an injury to his foot at Hawkesbury yesterday. I'm pretty sure he had some work done to it. He went to hospital, so he's still got to get clearance to ride at the meeting at Randwick tomorrow. So look out for that. If Dreamforce loses Nash, I think it's a big loss for him. I'm going to give a little push for Cascadian. He really came of age last preparation. He always threatened to win a big handicap Group 1, and he did that courtesy of 10 out of 10 ride by Jamie Carr. And then he came out and he measured up to weight for age over 1,400 metres. That was this track and distance in the all-age stakes. Colding won that race. I think this horse was a good thing beat. He was held up. He only got out really late and he savaged the line. One stride past the line, he hits the front. I think Bowman's going to suit him. He's never rode him before in race conditions. He's rode him twice in trials. He rode him in this trial leading into this, and he trialled really nicely. I think he is really well suited to this horse. Bowman's sort of bloke. He doesn't really pull them to the outside. He sneaks runs, and that's what will win this race for Cascadian. He's got a short, sharp turn of foot, and if Bowman can sneak a few runs in behind them, find the gaps late, he's going to be hard to hold out. Luke, you wanted to make a little push for one at huge odds here. Well-bred Kiwi Nautica. I'm not even sure if that's how you say it.
So he's a full brother to Fierce Impact, triple Group 1 winning now staying at Leneva Park. He was sent over here because of the job that Matt Smith did with Fierce Impact. And I know he sort of mixed his form late, but he's coming from some very strong Japanese form guide. And you've only got to look at his run this time last year over a mile. He was only 4 lengths behind Almond Eye. So, we all know that it's credentials. So I think if he can sort of recapture any kind of that form, this race is not beyond him. First up, he's going to need, he's going to need it. And I think he's going to be better when he gets to a mile, but I just thought his trials have been pretty good. He's just an interesting runner. That's all that I think we need to keep an eye on for the future to see what he can do. And if he can, as I said, measure up to that form sort of 12 months ago, this is going to be some kind of race for him.
No knock from me. Can't be putting too many knocks on Japanese horses coming over here at big odds. So he'll be going in the quaddie for us. The other one I want to put in the quaddie is the top weight Colding. He was disappointing in that Missile Stakes. Let's not get it wrong. He was really well supported. He ended up starting $3.20 equal favourite. I think that was because the change of tactics come through that he was going to be ridden forward. He raced on the speed and he knocked up. In this race last year, he tackled it first up and it was on a soft 6 surface. I think Waller got that run into him in the Missile Stakes to top him off, to make him ready for this. He usually improves second up. 1,400 metres is ideal. This is a firm deck. He goes forward from barrier 10. I reckon Tim Clark's going to suit him, and I think he is going to give himself every chance on the speed. So Colding for me. Did you have anything else to say, Luke?
No, I agree with you there with Colding. I just think generally in this kind of race, you do look for that horse that's got some winter form or that's been up and racing and just might catch these staying horses or first up horses napping. And I definitely agree with him. You've obviously got a lot of quality in this race, but horses that are just going to need the run and be around for the spring, Master of Wine, Brandenburg, Mount Popper, Moanga. I think all those horses are going to be around for the spring. And even She's Ideal, obviously, she's going to be on a distance campaign coming from a 4th in the Sydney Cup. But you can see that Björn's showed his hand there with taking the blinkers off first up. She definitely improves with the blinkers on, and he's sort of saving those for grand final day as she gets deeper into her prep. So I just think that, I think we've sort of found and tried to find those horses that are going to be there ready for this race.
Yep, could definitely be a race that shapes the spring. The numbers that we're going to be taking in the quaddie is number 1, Coaling, number 3, Cascadian, number 4, Dreamforce, and at the big odds, number 7, Kiwi Nautica. Still not sure if that's how you say that, but let's move on. Race 9 is the Group 3 Toy Show over 1,100 meters. This one's for the fillies and the mares. Under quality conditions. Great News has been really well supported. They put up $34 earlier in the week. She's into $10. So there's been a avalanche of money for her in early markets. Luke, you wanted to make a case for Tallier. Does she get the right sort of run from barrier 5 with Josh Parr in the saddle?
Yeah, I think she can, yeah. Look, you really like this horse. You take away its last run in the Galaxy Group 1, and she's had 8 starts, 6 wins, 2 seconds, hasn't been out of first or second, and then she ran 8th in the Galaxy and was beaten 7 lengths to Eduardo, but was probably at the end of her prep then and just didn't show up in that race. So I'm happy to give her a sort of grace for that race and put her on top here. I just think from the 5 she draws perfectly. There's going to be plenty of speed in this race. I sort of see Parr sort of 3 back the fence maybe. If he can just get a little bit of luck and track into the race, I think he's going to be right there in the finish and extremely hard to beat on her previous form. And I think she deserves a crack at this race first up.
Yep, second pick for me for sure. She started 420 in a Galaxy before the break, so she's well and truly up to winning back to fillies and mares class. I'm going to give a little push for the Kiwi mare on Trivier. I think she's going to be seriously hard to beat. James McDonald, barrier 19 is not ideal, but that was a very similar setup to at the end of her first preparation. She did so much in her first preparation, which culminated in her being an unlucky runner behind Fasika in the Sapphire Stakes when she came over here last preparation. She was never on the track. She drew 14, and she was really well supported in the market. Munsey said on the Punters Panel this morning that she was $4.80 into $3.20 despite drawing the outside alley and having absolutely no luck. She absolutely measured up there. There is an injury cloud on her. She's got to get a vet check today for a stone bruise. So if she lines up, I think she's going to be really hard to beat. I'm not sure what the market does with her under that injury cloud, but she ran up to that SP at $3.20. So I can't see her getting out too much. If the vets give her the okay to go around, I think she has to start shorter than. There's some people are saying that she might get out to $485, but I think with that Australian run under her belt, we know that she's up to this. We know that if James can find cover, she's going to be right in the finish. If there's no injury cloud, she's got to start $3.20 or around that price. So I think she probably starts shorter than $4 tomorrow. But she's an interesting runner, and I'll be very interested to see if she goes around. The other one you're going to give a little push for is the Money Horse, Luke. Great news.
Yeah, just on that in Trivier, I think the way the sort of races play during the day might have an impact whether they come for her as well. If horses are getting back and making good ground, which I think they should be able to, I think they'll probably might really come for it then. Yeah, look, great news. He's probably another one. He's just got a tricky gate. He doesn't end up in the best spot. If he can get anywhere 3 wide with cover, I'll be great. I've sort of got him 2-3 pairs back with cover 3 wide. That'd be okay. But you know, if he's got to push the button and go any further forward, which I hope he doesn't, he can just get a nice run in the race. I thought his trials have been super. He showed last time in that he's, he won the provincial championships. He was second to Star Spangled Rodeo and did all but win. I think he's come back even better. He's lightly raced. And I just think his trials show that he's spot on and ready to have a crack at this race. I would have loved him to draw on soft, but you got to deal with what we're dealt with.
Yeah, she went up over the odds. She's never missed a place. She's had 10 starts for 5 wins, 4 seconds, and a third. Going back to that provincial championship qualifier at Gosford, that was an outstanding win. I know she just sat back. She's only beat Barossa Rossa, but she just exploded, and that was an outstanding win. I think she was one of the favourites in the provincial championships, but she actually ended up getting scratched. So she didn't go around, and then they run her in that 88 maybe the week later, and she had no luck. She was 3 deep, no cover, and that was behind Star Spangled Rodeo. But they really haven't worked out which is the best distance for this mare. She might be an out-and-out 1,100, 1,200 metre mare. So that trial, as you said, great trial. And I think she has a good chance. I wish I had done the form before the $34 went up, but can't jump in now. But she's sort of found her place in the market. The one that I think
Kim
is a little bit of
probably
odds here.
Another thing that
Go
Kim
on.
Warstable is absolutely airborne as well at the moment. Like she's flying, Kim. So there's nothing better than getting behind horses when the stable's on fire. Yeah,
flying, Kim. I'm just about to get up her stats. Just give me 1 second. Kim War, she's good stable and usually comes good around this time of year. So I'm just getting up her stats right now. She's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 winners in her last 50. So she's striking at 22%, and that would be well above market expectations. So you're right about that stable, absolutely on fire. The one that I want to make a little push for at big odds here, I think M&A. I think she's over the odds. Very similar setup to Tallier. She measured up to Black Type Racing. She didn't have the best of luck. I know she did plenty of work in that birthday card, which was a quality. She came into that with no weight. She comes into this with no weight. She worked to get outside the leader, and she didn't finish off very well. But going through the benchmark grade, she's always look up to races like this, and I liked her trial. So I think she's well and truly over the odds in the toy show. It's a really nice kickoff for M&A, and I think the setup is very similar for her as to Tallier for their first up campaigns this preparation. Hildo, anything else to add?
I think that's it. We've covered it all.
All right, let's do it. So the numbers we're including there are on Trivier, number 1, number 3, Tallier, number 7, the Money Horse, great news, and right down the bottom, made a little case for number 14, Emanate at the big odds. The last race of the day is a benchmark 88 over 1,400 meters. A scratching today, Ventura Storm, important one. Big Boy Roy, since that scratching, has been $7 into $4. He's going to be making his own luck on the speed. What did you get out of the map here, Luke?
Yeah, I think it's going to be solid tempo here in this race. You've sort of got Academy and Taxu and Big Boy Roy and even Soldier of Love from 13. They're probably going to push forward and put a bit of speed into this race. So I think we're going to get a genuine enough tempo. Sort of tough race to finish up with. I did like Ventura Ocean coming out of the Frosty Rocks race. Thought he had no luck there, but unfortunately he's not going around, so we had to put a pen through him. Matowatakpe, horse that's in form, up and racing, gone from midweek grade to Saturday grade, and beat Invinciano, who went to a listed stakes race yesterday at Hawkesbury. I just sort of find that it's a very tough race. He's racing well. He maps great. I think he just gets sort of 2-3 pairs back with cover and can come with a big run down the outside. And I think he's going to be right at the finish.
Yeah, well, Matowatakpe looking for 3 straight wins on dry tracks. The one that I want to make a case for at big odds down the bottom is number 11, Cisco Bay. I actually took $17 before the scratching of Ventura Storm, and he's got back out to that price. I just can't get him anywhere near that. First up, he was very good winning on a soft 7 surface. Collett was in the saddle. Collett jumps back on here, draws barrier 6. Last start in the Winter Challenge, he was really well supported. I think there was about $8 available at one stage, but he ended up starting $5 favourite. He didn't really, he was only beaten less than 2 lengths, and he hasn't run a place, so the handicapper can't really get him for that. So he only goes from 53 up to 56 kilos. He drops back from listed grade to benchmark 88 grade. I think 1,400 meters is his absolute ideal trip, and I think the market is probably against him because he's getting back onto a dry deck, but I really don't have that. I don't see that as a problem. I think he's a better dry tracker than he is a heavy tracker. Ideally, he'd probably be best suited on a soft 5 or a soft 6, but he did win. I'm not sure whether it was the Nara Cup or the Goldman Cup last preparation on a real dry deck. So I just think he's in career best form. I think dropping back to 1,400 meters is ideal, and I can't get him anywhere near that price. And I think he's sure to run well at odds. So Cisco Bay for me. Hildo, if you want to make a comment on Cisco Bay, do that and give us a push for the import Bullfinch having his second preparation in Australia.
Yeah, no, you did right. I think with Cisco Bay, it's just the stats sort of is what's going to make the market there, and that's where he just keeps getting out. He's at 19 goes on a good track and won one race, and his best form's been on a softish track, so he does like a bit of bang out of it. So I think that's just where the negative push is coming for him. He's going to get a good run of the race. I think he's going to get on the back of Matowatakpe, so hopefully he's following the right horse in the race and going to get every opportunity. Yeah, Bullfinch, I just thought he's a very interesting runner tomorrow. I thought he had a really cruisy trial as the Waller horses do. He was nice in his trial. They gave him one start in March, which was obviously around carnival time as well. And he was in the Yao Dash race. He was wide, no cover, only got beat 3 lengths. I thought it was a really good run over 1350, which is probably unsuitable distance for him. And they just put him straight away, got him ready for this spring carnival. I think it's been a target for him this carnival. I'm liking the setup with him. He's going to need the run tomorrow at 1,400, but I think he's going to run a cheeky race, especially from a soft draw and barrier 3. Tommy Berry is going to get every opportunity to run a really nice race. So he's sort of clutching in a little bit of straws there because he's got some synthetic form from overseas. But I thought his first run in March was full of merit. His trials have been good enough. And I think with a soft draw, he could be in the race tomorrow, but he'll be one for the future.
Yeah, I also black booked him from that first run in Australia. So interested to see how he goes, and definitely no knock from me. I'm going to throw Big Boy Roy in the quaddie here. Draws 4, James McDonald. Usually improves second up. He won a strong race at Kembla Grange, second up last preparation, beating Air to Air, and he was really well supported. The money's coming for him today. He sat outside Frosty Rocks. Last start, he's come out and won again. So I just think he's going to be right there in the finish. He's a beating to nothing. Frosty Rocks, he's got to go in the Big Boy Roy, he's got to go in the quaddie because he's just going to put himself in the race. If he doesn't lead, he's going to sit outside the lead. If he doesn't do that, he's going to box seat. So he's going to be in the firing line, and he's going to be there right in the finish. So Big Boy Roy for me. Anything else to add there, Luke?
No, I think that's it. My negative with Big Boy Roy is they got everything to suit the other day. I know Frosty Rocks has gone on and won again. They got everything to suit in that Rose Hill race, and I just find that maybe he needs that step to 15 or a mile now. I just see him, he gets a little bit dour into his prep, and that's my only concern. If he can't control and skip and lead and he gets box seated, I think that'll probably be the worst scenario for him.
Interesting runner in this last race. Definitely goes in my numbers. A Tissue. She put together 4 wins on the trot last preparation, ranging from 1,400 metres to 2,000 metres. And then at the end of the preparation, put together 2 black type races in a row. So she's well up to winning this first up, and I liked her trial over 1,000 metres. So if you are putting together your own quaddie, a Tissue could definitely go in. Our numbers in the last leg there are Matowatakpe, number 6. Big Boy Roy, number 8. Cisco Bay, number 11. And the other one, what was the other one, Hildo?
Bullfinch.
Oh, Bullfinch, down the bottom, number 13. Yeah. Okay. All right, that's it from us. I'll just give you a quick rundown of our numbers for the whole quaddie. The first leg, 3, 2, 8, and 11. The second leg, 4, 1, 3, and 7. The third leg, 1, 3, 7, and 14. And to round us out, the last leg, 6, 8, 11, and 13. Luke, thanks for coming on the show. Hopefully we've found the punters a few winners, eh?
Thanks, mate. Good luck, punters.
Have a good weekend, punters. Hopefully you get on the Bagman's quaddie and we can get the money. Actually, before I go, Sportsbet are having a promo. We've got nothing to do with Sportsbet, but The Melbourne Quaddie is a beating to nothing there. They're giving a $100 bonus bet if you are unsuccessful in your Quaddie on Saturday. So you can have a $100 bet on the Quaddie in Melbourne, which is going to be Moonee Valley. And if you're unsuccessful in any leg, you can get 0 from 4 and you'll get a $100 bonus bet back. So that's a beating to nothing. I played around with it last week and I actually got the Quaddie, and I don't know too much about Melbourne racing. So jump on board that. It's an absolute beating to nothing. Thanks for coming on the show, Luke. I will see you back for this show again next week. Have a good weekend. Hopefully you find plenty of winners.
See you, mate.
See you, punters.